Good morning, everyone. It's me, Cook, again. Thank you so much for persistently going through the course with me. And in this brief section, we're going to talk about the sources of mesenchymal stem cells. From after this slide, I'm going to use MSC for mesenchymal stem cells. So the reason why we need to talk about mesenchymal stem cells, MSCs, because if we understand the source of the MSC, we're gonna understand the current techniques, why we use that techniques, and how we use that properly to collect, extract, culture, and evaluate the stem cells. Secondly, and more importantly, if we understand the source of the stem cells, we're gonna be able to understand, and later in your work, you're gonna be able to apply them into real treatment for the patients. So if you remember in the workup question for this session, I asked you the question that please brainstorm yourself and find out in adults where can we find mesenchymal stem cells. It's not only in embryo, in adults, in you, in me, in even like um, a mature or a elderly person, we still can find MSC. But the thing is, please brainstorm and tell me, where are they? And the questions, about 60% of you put the answer into our website for the workup question, and 90% of the replies saying mesenchymal stem cells in adults we can find in umbilical cord of the mother and baby. That's the correct answer, and I'm very glad you found that. And the second highest number is 60% of the answers I got. You talk about it's from the adipose tissue. In other words, it's from our fatty tissue. So from our bellies or other fatty tissues in the body. And as you can see here, both of the answer you told me were correct. In fact, if we think carefully, we're gonna find mesenchymal stem cells from other sources in the adult human body as well. For example, bone marrow. Bone marrow is traditional source of mesenchymal stem cells and hematopoietic stem cells. We found a lot in placenta and umbilical cord. We find a lot in adipose tissue. In umbilical cord, there's a part called wharton jelly. It's soft and translucent white layer of connective tissue, and the scientific name is wharton jelly. It's like jelly, and it's a very rich source of mesenchymal stem cells. We also can find in the dental pulp when you throw your teeth into the fairy. Um, you actually throw out some very precious stem cells. We also have them in breast milk, in dermis, in endometrium, and also in some other small amounts, in some small numbers, in some other sources as well. So all of us here are third year students. So if you remember in second year when we did embryology, we have endoderm, ectoderm, mesoderm, remember? So in the mesoderm, we have a layer of germ cells, and they're gonna develop into many tissues in the body. And actually, mesenchymal stem cells, they come MSCs, they come from the mesoderm. So if you remember which tissue uh, were originated from mesoderms, you're gonna remember which one gonna have MSCs. So after you understand the source, what can we apply in real life? You're gonna understand the technique, how people currently, doctors and scientists currently collect mesenchymal stem cells from people. The first way is from fatty tissues, from adipose tissue. We use a big, not really big, but we use a proper needle. We suck up the fat cells, droplets from our part of the body, for example, from our belly. And then we put collagenase 2 into that one, and we use other enzyme to dissolve all the unwanted connective tissues. And then we use centrifugation to spin down, and we have a droplet at the bottom of the tube. It's called stromal vascular fractions, and one part, really important component of the stromal vascular fractions is the group of adipose stem cells. And then you put it in cell culture. You remember doing cell culture in our lab work? You put it in cell culture, the MSC is gonna stick on the surface, and you grow them after a few passage. You collect them, you send them to the QC lab. They're gonna check for you if they are really MSCs, and we can apply into our medical treatment. And also for umbilical cord stem cells, you cut up the umbilical cord, and lay the Wharton jelly into a plate, and then just put some pieces of the tissue here, and from these pieces of tissue, the cells gonna grow like this into a layer of cells in on the plate. And also you send off to a QC lab, and they send back to you the result to say that, oh, your cells are qualified as mesenchymal stem cells, and you can use them for treatment, for cell therapy. And if you look at the literature, you're gonna find, and also in real life, in the podcast, in TV, on TV, or in the media, you're gonna see a lot of informations about the applications of stem cells, of cell therapy in medicine. We use them to treat problem with the joint and bone. We use them to treat problems with the skin, to make us more beautiful. Also in serious medicine, we use stem cells to treat problem with the neural system, COPD, or heart problem, or a lot of the applications of stem cells is using the ability of stem cells to differentiate into different tissues and organs, and also use the paracrine effects of stem cells. Stem cells can secrete a good amount of cytokine and growth factors to treat other things. So in conclusion, they are the sources of stem cells we need to remember. And for homework, please find in the literature. You can go to NIH library, or you can go to clinicaltrials.gov, and please send me any questions you have about the class. And also you make a table and write a short paragraph of the use of MSC from different sources. And the workup question for the next lecture is think about an application of MSc. Fill in the workup question in the course website. That's how we be well prepared for the next lecture. Thank you so much and see you.